Hello, Africa. Welcome to yet another episode of Know Your Leader. We are in Kampala, Uganda, and we are privileged to have the presence of Honorable Shamim Malende, a lawyer by profession and women's representative for Kampala District. Please stay tuned as we have this conversation with her. Hello, Honorable Shamim.
Hello,
Thank you so much for according us the honor to talk to you.
I'm privileged to be part of this show. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and actually for giving Uganda a platform.
Have I given you a proper introduction, or would you mind talking to us again?
Well, maybe I can add something. Shamim Malende is a Ugandan woman from East Africa. She's a lawyer by profession. I operate from Malende & Co Advocates, where I run a law firm. But Shamim Malende is also a commissioner for oaths and a notary public. Shamim Malende is a representative of the people in Kampala District and in the Parliament of Uganda, one of the 529 MPs representing the women of Kampala. And we use that platform to amplify the voices of the people and to also legislate and make laws. Shamim Malende comes from a very humble background, and she mixes with all kinds of people. She's versatile, and she's a Muslim. She loves Africa and loves culture.
That is so beautiful.
Yes.
Mind telling us what inspires you every day to go about your life and daily activity?
You know what inspires me most? Of course, there are several, but most importantly, I'm inspired by several people doing great things and so many great things. But most importantly, I'm inspired by people who use the law to fight for justice of all people, of all suffering people across Africa, not only in Uganda, but everywhere on the globe. But I'm also inspired by, the rich that honor the poor and even reach out to help to the less privileged in society, the disabled, the widows, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm also inspired by leaders who honor their electorates and, stick to their word and promise to the people. So I'm really inspired by quite a number of things and a number of people, but even people who put the agenda of women and girls at the forefront to see that justice prevails in our society and in Africa.
That is so awesome.
Thank you.
You have achieved a lot. What are those guiding principles that have guided you to the level you're at?
The most important that has guided me is, you have to believe in God. You must know that above man, there is God. Above everything, there is God. So you must believe that with God, everything is possible. So you must have that faith in God, but you must also have faith in yourself.
Yes.
When you believe in yourself that you can achieve, you set targets, you believe in God, you work hard, and then you achieve. But again, also, you must have values. You must have values which you stick to, because values determine how you walk your walk, and whether you reach there faster or you will delay on the way. But I've looked at values like credibility. You must always ensure that you're credible in what you do. People, when you're credible, they will trust you. You must remain focused and never get diverted from your goals. But again, you must also be reliable. People must find you reliable. And if you have those pillars, those principles are the ones that have guided me among the very many. I cannot list all of them right now, but at least I can say that those principles have helped me to really move this far. But again, also, another thing that I have utilized is I have noticed that with self-evaluation, it helps you to improve and move further. Because when you do self-evaluation time and again, you look at the goals you set and you see, where have I reached in achieving these goals? If I want to be useful to society, what have I done? Where have I gone wrong? What can I change? who are the people that I interact with, who can help me to be a better person. So you always have to do self-evaluation. So such issues and principles have guided me in my journey, and I'm still learning more and adding on more.
Indeed, very powerful. You are a lawyer.
Yes.
A member of parliament.
Yes.
What is your typical day like? How does a day look like?
Oh wow. Of course, it's quite a my days are always very busy. That's the truth. Because, I have to balance between the legal firm, being a lawyer, being a parliamentarian in the house. But again, also having to go down to the people and gather their views, doing the sensitizations, reaching out in pro bono in the sensitizations by reaching out to the less privileged. That is all time, balancing family and work. It is really a very hectic day. But what I can say is that I always ensure that I wake up very early and sleep early. My typical day runs like I can wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and ensure that at least by 8 p.m. latest I'm back to bed. So that I have to utilize that period to see that I do whatever I can do within my means to reach out to my people and also fulfill my obligations. But also, I ensure that in my day, I create some time to read. Because when you are not empowered, when you don't have information, you cannot be very useful to society. You cannot impact society because you don't speak from a point of knowledge. So you must read. So I create some time and read. Of course, being a Muslim, the 5 daily prayers, I always have to create time. It doesn't even take long because just one prayer can take even less than 5 minutes. So I have to ensure that I incorporate that within my day. But again, I have to create time for my people, the constituents, to gather their views, to sensitize them on different issues, to interact with the friends and family, to interact with parents, to create home time, So I always have to ensure that I put everything, I compile everything and see that I do not forget to do whatever I am supposed to do so that I can fulfill my obligations. So that is basically what I usually do with most of the time. But when it comes to some form of relaxation, I do the gymming. I create some time, even if it's just an hour a day. I always ensure that I do that from home so that at least I can, I can exercise and then be ready to for a day and I'd be healthy because it's very important. So my day is usually packed like that. I have to attend parliament when there is parliament. I have to do, so it depends on what is supposed to follow in a particular day. If I have court, I go to court. If there is parliament, I have to go to parliament. But basically, it is that busy, but I always create time for relaxing and resting as well.
Quite an impressive daily routine. Yeah. Now, from where you sit as a woman and a leader, what is your view of the present day Ugandan woman?
Well, the present day Ugandan woman is a progressive woman. You'll find her in the kitchen, but again, you also find her at her office desk or her workplace. The present day Ugandan woman engages in both formal work and informal work. She'll do everything to bring something on table. She'll ensure that she multitasks so that she can be able to take care of her family, to take care of her kids. The present day Ugandan woman does not look at the man as the sole breadwinner. She contributes something and she brings it on table. And despite all that, the women in Uganda still face several challenges. Challenges that are common everywhere to women, things to do with, poverty, issues affecting women in labor, teenage pregnancies, and all that. All those problems are still affecting the women in Uganda. But the Ugandan woman needs challenges to be addressed. But there are also other challenges like women in power face that need to be addressed. For example, you'll find that there are women who have positions of authority in the country, but they will not be the authority decision makers. So women need that area to also be addressed. When I have a position, I need to be able to be the person to make the decision, to influence, and actually to take the decision because I'm the holder of that office. So we have that challenge, but we also have a challenge of the laws. We still have some laws in our books that need to be amended and scrapped off so we can better uplift the women in our society in Uganda. And we've fought several battles, and in Parliament, some laws have come and passed, but there are others that are still pending. But we have also gone to court and won some cases, and where courts have decided that, the rights of women must be respected at all costs. Women are entitled to equal protection like men. So we are still fighting. The fight is still on. But at the end of the day, we want to see that woman at the forefront. We want to see a woman winning at all costs. We want to see a woman achieving total freedom and full respect for her rights like her counterparts.
Awesome. As you have rightly put, you want to see the Ugandan woman achieve
Yes.
things. Where do you see her like in the next few years?
Well, if the issues are addressed, if there is will from the leaders, from all sectors, from organizations, and people pushing the agenda of the women at the forefront, if there is that will and we work together as women leaders, as women at the backbench, as women in different positions, with our male friends who wish good for us as women, we are going to see a Ugandan woman, an African woman in a better place with respect for their freedoms and rights, total respect for freedoms and rights. We want to see a country where a man does not look at a woman as a sexual object. That even if this woman is educated, even if she's in a high profile position, even if she's some informal girl down there, I just have to use her as a sexual object. We need to change that perception of men about women. So we hope to see our men changing their perception, and even the people in society. We actually even need to see women themselves changing their mindset, because the way we are raised in Africa as women and girls, we are raised to think that we are always second in whatever we do. We have to put ourselves second, and we are saying that in the few years, if women focus, if women know their place in society that God has given them, we are going to see women at the forefront. We are going to produce more female presidents on the continent. We are going to produce more female speakers, more female, more women heading organizations and pushing the agenda. And actually, we are going to see more women now fighting for the rights of the oppressed man. When the women are at the forefront and they have occupied positions and they are saying, yes, we know what it means to be marginalized. Let's also fight for the rights of the suffering man. So that is where we hope to see a woman when challenges are addressed and we are focused.
Awesome. As we look in the future, where we have women presidents, women councils who are not intimidated.
Yes.
Of course, there's that young girl somewhere who lives in the deepest parts of Uganda. And maybe they have no hope in life, but they're looking at being Honorable Shamim in the future. What would you like them to know?
What I advise that young girl out there, first and foremost, be focused. Be focused on what you want to be and what you want to achieve. How do you want to impact on society? How do you want people to think of you or to see of you? When people look at you, what do you want them to know about you, to talk about you? So you must set that target early in life and say, I want people to look at me like this, and I'm going to work towards achieving that. Then she has to set targets. If you have a chance of being in school and you have that opportunity, many girls don't have that chance. Please stick in there. Get the education and know that it will be useful. Don't listen to these stories of saying education does not help, what. For you, just focus on your education. It will never lie to you. It may not be enough, but at least it will be also a tool to help you. And you will use that education to help other girls and women who did not have the the opportunity to go through school. Then I have to tell that young woman out there that in the present Africa, you have to focus more on using your brain rather than your body. We have a problem today where women think that, we have to look up to the women. Some young girls think that, it is a generation of, I have to get some older man or some guy who is loaded and everything will be sorted. No, we are telling them, young girls, this is the time for you to lead. This is the time for you to bring something on table. The way you see your mothers are doing, the way you see the Shamims are doing. So don't sell your body. Keep your chastity, keep your integrity, and focus on being useful to the male child and to the female child. That will help you. Then I also have to implore the girls and tell them that the fear of God is the best in everything you do, because sometimes you may have goals that your friends may not believe in, but when you are focused and that there is a God, you keep praying to that God, you be focused, you be disciplined, you don't lie to the people. You when you say something, it is what you do. You are not deceptive. People will believe in you. You'll earn their trust. They'll look at you as their leader. They'll look at you for counseling, and you'll be successful, and you'll impact on Uganda and in Africa and on all the women at large and the men suffering out there.
Awesome. A very powerful message to that young girl. What is your message to women as we look forward to the Women's International Day tomorrow?
Wow, the message I'd give to the women in Africa is, as women, we must be each other's keeper. We must be best friends to each other, because we are unique in nature and we know what affects us most as women. If we become each other's keeper and each other's best friends, and we amplify the voices of those women who are suffering, and we bridge the gap between that informal woman and the formal woman, the women will reach places that no one ever thought they would. So my message to the women in Africa today is unity. Unity of the African woman. No matter the background, women, we are women. Things that affect us are the same. We just need to hold on to each other, help each other. If you have something as a woman, maybe you are richer, or maybe you are more educated, or you are educated and the other one is not educated, just use those things you have, or some facilities you have, to help that one who cannot afford. For example, we have women that can afford to give birth from outside their countries. But we have some women who cannot even afford to go to that nearby clinic or hospital to have a safe delivery. So if you are that woman in a position that you can use to assist another woman, please do it. If you are a woman in that position that you can use to assist any suffering man, please use it. Let's show the world that women can. Let's ensure that we break all those barriers in a just way, in a legal way, and in the most deserving way. Let's lead by example. Let's walk the talk.
Thank you so much, Honorable Shamim. It's indeed a great honor to talk to you.
Yes.
You also wisdom, and I believe the world will be inspired, the African continent will be inspired, the African woman will be inspired.
Thank you.
To go for what they believe in. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow, what a great conversation with Honorable Shamim Malende. In case you're looking for such great content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep it here for more. This is Know Your Leader, brought to you by me, Abdullah Imbukwa. Keep it Success Africa.